Hello, military friends and families, and this is From the Frontlines. This week, we will step away from the counties and speak about mental health, which impacts everyone. The challenge isn't the discussion, but rather the ability to say it's present. Now, as the year winds down, a lot of people are taking stock, not in the way it looks on social media, but quietly, internally, asking questions they may not say out loud. Did this year change me? Did it take more than I expected? Did I show up the way I thought I would? Mental health shows up differently at this point in the year. It's not always sadness. Sometimes it's restlessness. Sometimes it's irritation. Sometimes it's a sense that you're carrying unfinished business you don't know how to name. For veterans, the end of the year can bring a strange mix of stillness and unease. The pace slows, but the mind doesn't. The structure fades, and the space that opens up isn't always comfortable. It can leave room for thoughts you've been managing just fine while everything else was busy. Families feel it too. There's an expectation to gather, to celebrate, to be present. But presence takes energy. And when you've been holding things together for months or years, energy isn't unlimited. Sometimes showing up feels heavier than staying quiet. Caregivers often reach this point already tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind that comes from constant responsibility, from always thinking one step ahead, from being needed without being asked how you're doing. Mental health isn't always about a breaking point. More often, it's about accumulation, small stresses that stack, responsibilities that don't pause, feelings that get postponed because there's always something more urgent. There's a narrative that says you should close the year with clarity, with gratitude, with goals neatly lined up. But that's not how real life works for most people. Some years end without resolution. Some seasons don't wrap up cleanly. That doesn't mean the year was wasted. It means it was lived. Mental health work doesn't always look like progress on paper. Sometimes it looks like endurance. Sometimes it looks like restraint. Sometimes it looks like not giving up when it would have been easier to disconnect. If you find yourself feeling disconnected right now, that doesn't mean you've lost your way. It may simply mean you've been carrying more than you realized. There's value in noticing that without judging it, in saying this has been hard, without immediately trying to fix it. Awareness is not weakness. It's a form of stability. Support doesn't always start with solutions. Often, it starts with permission. Permission to be honest. Permission to say this season is heavier than I expected. Permission to slow down without feeling like you're falling behind. As we approach a new year, there's no requirement to reinvent yourself. There's no obligation to perform optimism. The goal isn't to erase what's been difficult, but to move forward without ignoring it. Mental health isn't about becoming someone else. It's about staying connected to yourself, even when things feel uncertain. It's about choosing not to disappear when the noise quiets and the reflection begins. If this year changed you, that's not a failure. Change is often the evidence that something mattered. And if you're still figuring out what comes next, that's also okay. The next step doesn't have to be big. It just has to be honest. You don't have to carry everything at once. You don't have to have it all named. You don't have to be finished with this year to move forward. Sometimes the most important thing you can do at the end of a long year is acknowledge what it took to get here and allow yourself to keep going from a place that's real. If you'd like to connect with the Dwyer program, visit the Dwyer Coalition website. You can also visit our social media platforms where we connect the community to all the Dwyer programs and our community partners across New York State. Some resources include food pantries, clothing closets, support groups, and many more services. So like, share, and all that good stuff, and don't forget to take care of yourself.